County contest. Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. This interview also being streamed on our Facebook page, so you'll see on the screen, and you'll soon hear, Chief Justin Schawl of the Indiana Borough Police Department. Chief, how you doing?
I'm well. Thank you.
All right. Still got as we were joking around with you out there, still got the beard going. How did I know that you guys did a no-shave November. I wanted to ask how that went.
Yeah, so it's still going,
obviously.
Still going,
yeah.
So, but it's going well. We wanted to, at the police department, continue to be charitable around the holiday seasons like we've been in years past, and certainly No Shave November is an opportunity for all of us and everyone in the community to talk about men's health and cancer awareness. So we did extend, we've extended the relaxation of our grooming policy. So you will see officers with facial hair moving into at least the middle of December, but certainly January 1.
It's got to go
to clean shaven, and we hope at that point in time, we're certain at that point in time that we're going to be able to make at least two charitable donations for the privilege of the relaxed grooming policy, to one to the United Way and the other to Birdie's Closet. But
that's nice.
We'll certainly be announcing those closer to the end of December, but that's why you see facial hairs, for the privilege of donating. And many police officers through the course of their entire careers, 25 years, aren't permitted to wear facial hair.
Right.
So,
yeah.
So it is an oddity, but it's one that's well received because all of our faces need a little break from a shaver every now and again.
Speaking of the holiday season, we had a couple of weeks ago, obviously, the It's a Wonderful Life Festival kickoff parade, and which is always a high security event. But even in the rain and even with all the other problems that presented itself, it was a pretty good event, and I think it was a pretty successful event from a police standpoint because of the fact that we didn't hear of anything major going on.
Well, that's always a good thing, but it is. I'll tell you, it is a strategic hardship to continually keep that amount of public safety and public safety success. But it's something that we're skilled at, something that we know how to do, something that Indiana does well. Mm-hmm. We had many partners help us with that, though, from the IUP Police Department to the Pennsylvania State Police to the Indiana County Sheriff's Department, Indiana Fire Association, Citizens Ambulance Service, many other fire departments from all across the county. So it is truly, in our Public Works Department, our Parking Department,
yeah,
and even the Borough Code Department with all the electrical things that needed to take place inside the park. So it's an all-hands-on-deck situation. I'm always proud and relieved to report that there were no major incidents. And if it looked easy, that's great. That's what we want it to look. But it's anything but from the planning standpoint. And that kudos to you and to Hasty Kinter and to Downtown Indiana, because the It's a Wonderful Life Parade and festival in general highlights the best of what I think Indiana brings.
Yeah.
And I'm honored to be part of that every year, and the police department's going to plug in for positive impact. And all of our public safety partners are going to plug in for positive impact. And so really positive, but it wasn't quiet.
Yeah, but you took the words right out of my mouth, the fact that it shows off the best of Indiana. Were you surprised, even though the weather forecast was rain and we had rain throughout the day, it was still a good number of people there, probably not as big as past years, but were you surprised by the number of people that actually were in attendance that night?
I was not surprised. I think that this has been on the radar. It's on everyone's to-do list all year long. So
okay.
I think that
I got you.
I think it would take something fundamentally worse than chance of rain to keep everyone away. But it's always impressive. And I had an opportunity to meet a couple from out of town over lunch who came to Indiana just for the It's a Wonderful Life Festival.
Oh, nice.
And we were talking about it, and they were asking about the rain, and I tempered their expectations a little bit, and I said, I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen a parade in the rain, so I'm not certain what you will see, but it didn't disappoint, and I guarantee those two will be back next year.
We're in December now, and I know it may be a little bit early jumping the gun, but I bet you're probably thinking about end-of-year reports and making your annual presentation to council as to how things went in 2023. Maybe you can give us like a preliminary look at that report. How did 2023 did have its major incidents. We will say that because of the shooting at the Chevy Chase Community Center, which your department helped with the investigation. But otherwise, how did 2023 go for Indiana Borough Police?
Well, I'm pleased. I'm pleased with the police department's performance in 2023. I'm always pleased with their performance. There's honorable men and women in all law enforcement, but certainly here in Indiana, we're blessed to have the members that we have. But the end of year report, although I haven't fully prepared it, I can tell you preliminarily that you're going to see extra increased activity, positive activity at all of our schools.
Good.
You're going to see an increase in overall calls for the police department for the year. We're probably going to eclipse, I'd say, at least 13,000 calls, which is an uptick. Now, that's not to suggest that anything is fundamentally less safe. It's just the way that we're engaging. We're forward facing more. We're more proactive in all ways, but certainly seeking positive impacts. And we're going to talk about the addition of Scout to our K-9 program, because that was a great thing for this year. We had some officers that were recognized for great work that's going to be highlighted. And so it's really been a very positive. It's been a positive year for momentum, especially the second half of the year. I think that the good work of the police department has really been forward facing, and so as chief, I'm just extremely proud and honored.
You actually just reminded me, because of the fact that you said Scout was added to the ranks in the K-9 unit. He's getting his badge soon, isn't he?
Well, Scout's going to have his oath of office here soon, and we're going to be doing that oath of office presentation. I think it's at Ben Franklin Elementary School here at the later part of the month. I think December 18th is the date, but I don't have an exact time. But Scout's very active, so is Axel in our schools. Axel received his oath of office at the junior high school.
I was there for that ceremony.
So it's going to be a similar presentation. I know that Mayor Simmons is excited to give that oath of office. Scout's been an excellent addition. He's plugged in for our partners in so many good ways. He's plugged in for us in good ways. And Mike Clausen, just like Sergeant Jeff Hogue, are excellent people who are doing things the right way, and it will pay very positive dividends for the future of Indiana Borough.
So obviously, even though there are no giant events like a parade or a homecoming or high celebratory events coming on, the holiday season is a time, I think, when a lot of people kind of lean on first responders a little bit more to make sure that, as you like to put it, your motto, peace, safety, and comfort, people want to have those, and I think they want to have those even more abundantly in the holiday season. So you guys are still super busy.
I would agree with that, and I think that just because there's not a special event that's in the works to be immediately on the horizon doesn't mean that the police department's working any less. Stress levels are higher during the holiday season. Mental health is always a concern, and it's going to remain a concern. But we want to keep things positive. We want to keep things comfortable. We want to keep things peaceful, and above all, we want to keep things safe. So the holiday season presents us with some unique challenges. We're going to have a lot of foot traffic downtown, which is a good thing, but also it's going to require our motorists, especially in the snow and inclement weather, to go a little slower, to be patient. Pedestrians have to be watching at intersections. We have to be watching out for suspicious activity on our sidewalks. We know that. We all have to be working together to get through the holiday season. But if Small Business Saturday was any indication of the amount of foot traffic on the weekends that downtown Indiana is going to have, it's going to feel like a special event every Saturday in Indiana Borough.
You mentioned driving. Again, that's sparking some things in my mind here. I believe Indiana Borough Police Department, didn't they receive an award from AAA recently?
We did. Due to the efforts of the department, we were able to receive the AAA Platinum Award for traffic safety, and that was, I think, one of the more recent awards. Officer Josh Okaitis won. It was recognized by the State of Pennsylvania PA DUI Association as one of the top DUI enforcers in the state of Pennsylvania, which is important. Detective Sergeant Atherton, Detective Anderson, Detective Perry were recognized with a lead agency award in Pittsburgh for their work with a narcotics investigation. And I know I'm risking missing a lot, but there were a lot of positive recognitions this year. We had 2 officers recognized nationally for being servant officers for their conduct on helping someone in an apartment complex get some needed living items that everyone should have. And so, again, the list goes on, and I'm going to be happy to highlight all of that as well as paint an accurate picture of our activity and crime statistics to council.
So that's going to be coming up in that report, probably January, right?
I'm going to shoot for mid-January.
Mid-January, so probably around the time of the work session then.
Correct.
All right, but you know what? It sounds like from at least what we've been able to talk about, recapping 2023, I think this has been, with the exception of one or two things, I think this has been a very positive year for Indiana Borough's Police Department from what it sounds like. And hopefully 2024 will be just as successful.
Well, we want stability and positive momentum. I think that would be the best that we can provide town and the best that we could ask from our town, stability and positive momentum. and we'll be strategically flexible to handle the rest.
Anything you wanted to talk about before we say goodbye today?
No, I just wish everybody a happy holiday season and a safe holiday season. And if you need the police department, we're here for you 24/7.
All right, Chief, thanks very much for joining us on Indiana in the Morning. I'll see you later tonight at the Indiana Borough Council meeting.
Yes.
All right. Thanks again. Chief Justin Schawl, Indiana Borough Police Department, joining us on Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank. Our interviews are presented by Marcus & Mack, voted Best Personal Injury Law Firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Coming up in our next hour, we'll be talking some high school football. I know the season's over, but we have a special honors coming up. The All-Renda team, I believe, that's going to be coming up in our 9:10 segment. Then we'll be talking with Vance Bars about Gen Z and millennials not exactly hitting some of those adult milestones like owning a home or being in business for yourself. But that's coming up in our 9:45 segment this morning. And just a reminder that you can listen to any of these interview segments that we have here in studio on our Facebook page, because we stream all the people who come in here live on Facebook. Just log on to our Facebook page and you can find a link to that at WCCSradio.com. Fox News is next. Then I'll be back with the latest headlines, and Jake Slobodnik will join us from the sports desk with Sports in a Minute. All here on Indiana in the Morning. News, Teddy Bear Fun Drive time, 8:58.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.